Hello students, let's talk about the continuation of the perspective projection and some more other projections and concepts regarding viewing, and in OpenGL how we can view the viewing concepts with respect to this part 3 of 3D viewing concepts. Moving on to the contents, we would be having the continuation of perspective projections with some specialized cases. We would be having the viewport transformation and 3D screen coordinates, OpenGL 3D viewing functions. Let's start with special cases. If we have a perspective projection equations in a special cases, if the first case is to simplify the perspective calculation with respect to the projection reference point, which is limited to the position along the z view axis, then we can have x with respect to perspective projection, y with respect to perspective projection at the origin. Then we can conclude that xp is equal to so on and yp is equal to so on, where zprp is the z with respect to perspective projections minus zvp and with respect to z-axis. In the next case, if the object is at the Cartesian coordinates, that is if the object is fixed or the projection reference point is fixed, then we could be having xprp, yprp and zprp is equal to 0, 0, 0. Then we can conclude that xp is equal to and yp is equal to zvp divided by z of x, zvp divided by x of y. In case 3, if the view plane is the UV plane and there are no restrictions on the placement of the projection reference point, then we have zvp value as 0. Then we can conclude once again xp and yp and so on in the case 4. So we can conclude these xp and yp formulas with respect to different cases of x and y with respect to z perspective axis and zvp, that is viewport projections. If the projection reference point is between the view plane and the seen object, objects are inverted on the view plane. That is, in case 1 you can see perspective effect also depends on the distance between the projection reference point and the view plane, as illustrated in the figure below, where the view volume is usually placed between the projection reference point and the scene, but in general the view plane could be placed anywhere except the projection point. We can have clipping windows and the reference points anywhere, but we can get this perspective effect as it is. So we can conclude the closer objects will appear much larger than more distant objects of the same size. The next topic we have is vanishing points for perspective projections. What is vanishing point? It's a point at which a set of projected parallel lines appear to converge is called a vanishing point. Each set of projected parallel lines has a separate vanishing point. For the set of lines that are parallel to one of the principal axes of an object, the vanishing point is referred as principal vanishing point. As you can see here, it's a principal axis with respect to the vanishing point, that is one point which is perspective projection, and you can see x-axis vanishing point, z-axis vanishing point and 2-point perspective projections. But with a perspective projection, we could also use the near clipping plane to take out large objects closer to the view plane that could project into unrecognizable shapes within the clipping window. Similarly, the far clipping plane could be used to cut one objects far from the projection reference point that might project to small blots of view plane. As we can see here, far clipping plane, the near clipping plane and the exact or actual clipping window and the projection reference point with respect to the perspective projection here. We can use 3D homogeneous coordinate representation to express the perspective projection equation in the form xp is equal to xh divided by h, yp is equal to yh divided by h, where the homogeneous parameter has the value h is equal to z perspective projection minus z. Therefore, if we include this, we can come to the conclusion xh is equal to this and yh is equal to this. The perspective projection transformation of a viewing coordinate position is then accomplished in two steps. First, we calculate the homogeneous coordinate using perspective transformation matrix. Second, after the other processes have been applied, such as normalization transformation and clipping routines, homogeneous coordinates are divided by parameter h to obtain the true transformation coordinate position. Therefore, we can conclude the matrix which gives one possible way to formulate a perspective projection matrix as this, where parameters Sz and Tz are the scaling and translation factors for normalizing the projected values of z coordinates. Symmetric perspective projection frustum. The line from the projection reference point through the center of the clipping window and on through the view volume is the center line for a perspective projection frustum. If this center line is perpendicular to the view plane, we have a symmetric frustum with respect to its center line. Another way to specify a symmetric perspective projection is to use parameters that approximate the properties of a camera lens. A photograph is produced with a symmetric perspective projection of a scene onto the film plane. Reflected light rays from the objects in a scene are collected on the film plane from within the cone of vision of the camera. This cone of vision can be referenced with a field of view angle, which is a measure of the size of the camera lens. In computer graphics, the cone of vision is approximated with a symmetric frustum, and we can use a field of view angle to specify an angular size for the frustum. The line intersects the view plane at the coordinate location x perspective projection, y perspective projection, and zvp. We can express the corner positions of the clipping window with respect to xw min, yw min, xw max, yw max with respect to these formulas. Therefore, the diagonal elements with the value z perspective projection minus zvp could be replaced by either of the following two expressions. One is this, height cot of theta divided by 2, or with dot cot of theta divided by 2 divided by 2 into aspect ratio. Coming to oblique respective projection frustum. With respect to the diagram, we can see here, in this case, we can first transform the view volume of a symmetric frustum and then to a normalized view volume. An oblique perspective projection view volume can be converted to a symmetric frustum by applying a z-axis shearing transformation matrix. This transformation shifts all positions on any plane that is perpendicular to the z-axis by an amount that is proportional to the distance of the plane from a specified z-axis reference position. The computations for the shearing transformation as well as the perspective and normalization transformations are greatly reduced if we take the projection reference point to be the viewing coordinate origin. Taking the projection reference point at the origin, we can conclude the shearing matrix as mz shear is equal to like this, where elements of the required shearing matrix we can conclude here. Where we need to choose values of the shearing parameters such that 0, 0, z near and 1 with respect to w min, w max, w min, w max with both x and y coordinates and z near. Therefore, the parameters for this shearing transformation can be referred with respect to this. Similarly, with the projection reference point at the viewing coordinate origin and the near clipping plane as the view plane, the perspective projection matrix is simplified to this. Concatenating the simplified perspective projection matrix, we can conclude that M oblique perspection with respect to matrix of perspection and matrix of shearing with respect to z coordinate. Normalized perspective projection transformation coordinates. When we divide the homogeneous coordinates by the homogeneous parameters h, we obtain the actual projection coordinates, which are orthogonal projection coordinates. As the final step in the perspective transformation process is to map this parallelepiped to a normalized view volume. The transformed frustum view volume, which is a rectangular parallelepiped, is mapped to a symmetric normalized cube within a left-handed reference frame. Because the center line of the rectangular parallelepiped view volume is now the z view axis, as no translation is needed in the x and y normalization transformation. We require only x and y scaling parameters relative to the coordinate axis. After this, we have scaling matrix with respect to this accomplished by xy normalization, and the matrix can be given like this. The viewport transformation and 3D screen coordinates. Positions throughout the 3D view volume also have a depth, that is a z coordinate, which we need to retain the depth information for the visibility testing and surface rendering algorithms. As we can see with respect to the matrix, where we are giving the normal view volume of that in 3D screen. In normalized coordinates, the z norm is equal to -1, which is a face of the symmetric cube, corresponds to the clipping window area, and this face of the normalized cube is mapped to the rectangular viewport, which is now referenced at z screen is equal to 0. Thus, the lower left corner of the viewport screen area is at position x vmin, y vmin and 0, that is z, and the upper right corner is at position xv max, yv max and 0. Starting with the OpenGL 3D viewing functions, as we are very much used to these functions in OpenGL programs already, and many of them we are using in the lab programs as well. The first category we have is OpenGL viewing transformation functions, where we are dealing with the transformation of the objects. The first one is the GL matrix mode. In that, we are using the built-in function GL underscore model view, which is a matrix is to form and concatenated with the current model view matrix of that object, where we set the model view mode with the statement. Glue lookat, where we are having x0, y0, z0, that is the previous actual parameters with respect to Cartesian coordinates such as x reference, y reference, z reference with respect to new viewport vx, vy and vz, where we are referring the viewing parameters which is specified with the GLU function glue lookat. This function also designates the origin of the viewing reference frames as the world coordinate position from the actual point to the reference point to the view of vector v. The next category we have is OpenGL orthogonal projection functions, where we deal with the matrix mode with respect to GL underscore projection, where we set up a projection transformation matrix. And the next function we have GL ortho of x value, y value with respect to minimum and maximum, and z value with respect to near and far. So these orthogonal projection parameters are chosen with the function GL ortho. Another category we have is OpenGL general perspective projection function. In that, we will be having three functions importantly. One is GL frustum, where we are mentioning the x max, y max, parameters with respect to window coordinates, and z coordinate with respect to near and far parameters, which specify a perspective projection which has either a symmetric frustum view volume or an oblique frustum view volume, which we have already discussed in this previous topic. The first four parameters set the coordinates for the clipping window on the near plane, and the last two parameters specify the distances from the coordinate origin and the near and far clipping planes along the negative z axis. Next one is OpenGL viewport and display windows, where we are using GL viewport, again where we are providing the aspect ratio of that with respect to minimum value, width and height of the object. If you like this video, please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you.